Hello everybody, back again for another video. Hope you're doing well. Hope your life's going well. Hope this week has gone well for you, and I hope that today has gone well for you. Today is Sunday. It is Sunday evening, November the 23rd, 2025. It is about 6:55 p.m. Central Standard Time, and I hope that y'all have had a wonderful Sunday. I hope that y'all had a wonderful weekend, and I hope it's been a productive and fun weekend for you all. As for me, I'm doing pretty good myself. Had a pretty good day today, but I ended up making a mistake. So I went to Best Buy earlier today, and I bought a GoPro Hero 13, right? And also bought some of the accessories that I would need because basically what I want to start doing is making ASMR videos out in public. And I thought, the perfect camera to record these types of videos would be a GoPro Hero 13, a GoPro. And so I bought the camera, I bought the chest mount thing that I would need, and and I bought another SD card, micro SD card. And long story short, I did some test videos, and I realized that the quality and sound just were it was just very inferior to what the iPhone could do. So I was like, just thinking about it, and I came to the conclusion like, wow, I really didn't even need to buy that camera. I could just buy like a chest mount that's made for iPhones, and then I can buy like a one of those wireless microphones, one of those high quality wireless microphones, and just record the videos that way. And so I really didn't even need the GoPro. So basically, not too long ago, I basically put everything back in its original packaging, taped it up, and tomorrow, it'd have to be after work though. Tomorrow I'm going to go up to Best Buy and return the camera, and I'm gonna return the GoPro chest mount. And I actually bought a high quality wireless microphone, and I tested it out with the GoPro as well, and I realized that the sound quality was pretty bad. And then I looked it up online. They said the sound quality would be a lot better if you connected it to an iPhone. But here's another problem. I cannot connect it to the current iPhone that I use because I currently am using an iPhone X. Yes, I have to admit, I still have the iPhone X. Right now, well, actually not right now, because right now I'm recording this video, but I am going to buy a newer iPhone. And the thing is, with the wireless microphone that I bought, you have to it uses a USB-C connection, and to get the best sound quality you have to connect the receiver into the phone. But I have to buy a USB to Lightning adapter in order to do that. And because the iPhone X still has a Lightning adapter. And so I came to the conclusion that I'm probably just going to have to upgrade my phone. And I've been needing to upgrade my phone anyway because, it's starting to like slow down and stuff too. And it's just getting old. It doesn't even get like software updates anymore. I still am using iOS 16 because it doesn't get, additional updates like that anymore. And so I'm gonna have to update the phone that I'm using, and yep. And so I realize all these things, and I'm gonna have to just take action on that. So probably after this video, I'm gonna go and buy a newer iPhone. Of course, I'm gonna buy it used. I ain't buying it brand new, because I like to save money. You understand? I like to save money, so I'm definitely not gonna buy it brand new. But yeah. It's funny I say that because I sat there and bought the GoPro Hero 13 brand new from Best Buy. So I guess it doesn't apply in every single situation. But yeah, I'm gonna keep the micro SD card because it has a SD card adapter, and I need that for my camera. Because I do like photography and I'm running out of space on my camera. So, yeah, I'm going to definitely keep that. But, yeah, I really just need another phone so that I can actually use the wireless microphone that I bought. And it's a high quality microphone too. It's the DJI Mic Mini. That's what I have. And I think it was like $80 from Best Buy. So I bought it, and I can't use it on this phone, without an adapter. And of course, they don't sell the type of adapter that I need. So I'm just like, you know what? I'm just going to get the newer iPhone so I can just plug it right into the USB-C port. I think the iPhone 15 was the first, it was like the first generation phone that has the USB-C instead of the Lightning. So I'll probably go with that one. But used, of course. But I'm sorry, y'all. That's enough of my rambling. But what I want to talk about in this video is the fact that there are going to be many people that are depressed during this holiday season. You have to remember that for a lot of people, this isn't really a happy or joyous or cheerful time of the year. It's actually quite the opposite, because there's many people that don't have family, friends, and loved ones that they're gonna see during Thanksgiving, Christmas, or any time during the holiday season. And they won't even get a chance to call them or text them. And, that's a very depressing thing. Because at least with some people, I mean, you can call your family. Like, say you live all the way on another side of the world, or like all the way across the country or something like that, and you're unable to see them. At least you'd be able to call. But for some people, that has been, that's not an option for them, right? And it could be for various reasons. Maybe they had a falling out for some reason. Maybe their loved ones, parents, etc. Maybe they passed away. But for some reason they're unable to see their loved ones. But this is the time of the year where they think about their loved ones the most, because at some point in their lifetime, Thanksgiving, Christmas, that would be the point in time where they spent the most time with their loved ones. But that's no longer the case. And, that happens to some people as they get older, whether it's a falling out that's happened, whether it's, due to them passing away or some other reason. They're unable to see their loved ones. And, I just want to say to anybody that is going through that situation, you know, my heart goes out to you. I'm very sorry about that situation, and, just understand that, if there are any, people out there that are dealing with this situation, just understand that there's resources out there, phone numbers that you can call, if you need somebody to talk to, because, most people don't want to be alone during the holiday season. They want to be around people, family, friends, loved ones. And, and all of a sudden, you're coming up on the holiday season, especially if it's the first holiday season that you're going through, where you're unable to see friends, family, and loved ones. That's the hardest season to go through. When you saw all your family last year, but this year it's a lot different. That's a tough thing to go through. That's a tough pill to swallow. I definitely understand, and I try to put myself in that situation, and I really can't imagine going through that. And so, again, my heart goes out to you. And in many cities and towns, just remember, there's a lot of different, turkey giveaways, volunteer opportunities where you can still go out and meet people, meet like-minded people that just want to give back. Volunteering, that's a good way to meet new people. And if you're someone who, is alone, maybe perhaps that's an option, right? Maybe if you want to go out and, give away free turkeys to people, that can be a good thing, and I know that there's certain churches, certain nonprofit organizations that, host Thanksgiving dinners, right? And, that would be a perfect opportunity, if you're somebody who doesn't have family, friends, loved ones out there. That would be a perfect opportunity for you to, get a good Thanksgiving meal. And I'm sure there's going to be plenty of people there, You get to go out and talk to people, And, if you're somebody that is going through that, that's a good opportunity for you. Same thing with Christmas. There's a lot of nonprofit organizations, churches that will be open, that'll give away a Christmas dinner, where there's going to be other people there, and, and perhaps many of the people that are there may be going through the same thing. Maybe they don't have family and friends, or maybe their family and friends and loved ones are on the other side of the world. That's a possibility as well. And, they're just unable to make that, long flight back to wherever their family and friends are to see them for the holiday season. I'm sure there's many people that are in the military that are actually going through this as well. Maybe they're unable to go back home and see their loved ones during Thanksgiving and Christmas. But, with that, at least you're able to, call, text, FaceTime and stuff. But that's not the same as seeing them in person, though, to be honest. But just remember, what I want you to remember, if you don't remember anything else, is that there are organizations out there that we'll have people on the line that are willing to talk to you, that are willing to help you through, the situation that you're going through. They're willing to be a listening ear, right? They're willing to listen and give you advice, right? Perhaps, a counseling session would be a good option for you if you really are going through it and you need somebody to, express yourself to. Basically let all your thoughts out. And so those are some options as well. And I just bring this up because I think about the people that I see, here in the Houston area that are homeless and, living under a bridge and living in tents and stuff like that. And, I think about them and the fact that they really don't have anywhere that they can go this holiday season, to see loved ones and friends and family. And it's just not a good thing. And that's why it's such a good thing that there's churches and nonprofit organizations that do host Thanksgiving dinners and giveaways and Christmas, Christmas dinners and stuff like that. Because, just because, it's the holiday season doesn't mean, and you don't have any family or friends, that doesn't mean that you don't deserve to have a good Thanksgiving meal or Christmas meal. Something to think about, right? Something else is, something that I was kind of thinking about as well is, there's many families out there that live in the same city, but they're not going to see each other over the Thanksgiving holiday or the Christmas holiday. And why is that? Maybe a family member, did them wrong or did them dirty or whatever. Or perhaps there was some sort of disagreements that caused a falling out that essentially caused them to kind of like, split apart. One of the main causes of this is differences in political views. Do y'all remember what happened late last year? We had a presidential election. I know it seems like it was yesterday, but that was actually over a year ago. Man, doesn't time go by fast? The thing is, there's a lot of people that fell out over political differences. There's a lot of people who, just don't talk to each other because of a difference in political view. And I just want to say that is so sad. And if you fell out with someone over a political difference, I do encourage you to try to patch that up, because that is, to me, that's just falling out over political differences. That's just not, it's just not good, because I believe that the divide and conquer agenda is real. And they put all this stuff on TV to get you all riled up, to get you all angry. Remember how they used to tell people that, oh, if you vote for this person, America is going to, whatever, and this person's evil and that person's evil, and if you vote that way, this is gonna happen and that's gonna happen, and this person is evil and they support evil and all this type of stuff. And just remember that there's plenty of wrong on both sides, and I don't think there's any side that's truly for the American people. I think more and more people are actually waking up and realizing this, but there's plenty of people who still are of the belief that one side is great and wonderful and one side is so evil. And so what happened is they got into a big old argument with their family members, and guess what? They don't even talk to this point. They haven't talked since October or November of last year. Think about that. This is real talk right here. They haven't talked since November of last year because of the election and the fallout from that. One person voted for Kamala Harris. One person voted for Donald Trump. And they fell out. And now they're not going to see each other this year. Thanksgiving or Christmas. I encourage people who have fell out for that very reason to patch it up. Now, there's other reasons that people fall out with family, friends, and people that they once loved, right? Maybe it was a situation where their family, stole something from them, or, maybe a family member, just did something wrong, right? And so there's a lot of people that just aren't gonna be able to have the chance to be around family and friends and loved ones. And again, I just want to reiterate the point that there are resources out there. There are people you can talk to, counselors. You can look online. There's phone numbers, people you can talk to, right? Phone numbers to, crisis hotlines and things of that nature. There's outreach groups you can reach out to, volunteer groups. Volunteering, that'll get you out of the house and talking to people in no time. We have to get back to that human interaction, right? We spend a lot of time on this social media, TikTok and stuff. We forgot the art of just pure human interaction. Without all these crazy filters, right? All these divisive things that you see on social media, political stuff or racial stuff, just all this nonsense. You see it online. You have to remember, a lot of these people, they're paid to keep us regular people arguing. All these big time influencers with millions of subscribers, I'm telling you, these people are there to just keep us fighting, keep us arguing. And we don't even know how to have a simple conversation with each other anymore, because we've taken in all this toxic energy. We've taken in all of this nonsense. And now when we look at this person or that person or this gender or that gender, because that's another thing too. Men this, women this. Again, these people that are on these social media platforms, they keep us divided, keep us arguing. We have to come together. We have to unite more than ever before. Do you see what is going on out here? Do you see how they're creating all this AI? They're creating all these robots and stuff to keep us away from each other. They want you talking to a robot. They want you talking to AI. They don't want you interacting with other human beings. That's why it's so important to, unite and come together. We have to. us regular people have to, right? And it's so unfortunate that people fall down these rabbit holes. And but yeah, I mean, it's it's an unfortunate situation that's going to happen this holiday season. I think that if I was to take a wild guess, there's probably more people that are not going to see their family and friends this year than there was last year or the year before that, because we're becoming more and more divided, more and more polarized by what's being put out on the internet, to where we don't even know how to interact with human beings anymore. And that's part of why it's so easy to just cut someone off, including your family, over something so simple instead of just patching it up. Now, let me say this, there's plenty of situations where I do understand, cutting off family and friends, but yeah. Something that over social media stuff, I just think that you gotta hash that out. But again, there's situations where people that, in the military, if you're in some job or, contract role overseas or something like that, you may not be able to see your family and friends, but definitely do give them a call, FaceTime them, so that you can at least see them. FaceTime, I mean, that's the best way outside of in person, because at least you get to see them, right? But if you can't do that, give them a call. To the people out there that may be way across the country from their family, or, halfway around the world, say you're in the military or some other sort of reason why you're overseas, make sure you give your family a call. And if you don't have anybody, again, I really want to stress the point that there's resources out there for you. Okay. I do thank you all for watching this video. I hope that you're relaxed, and please stay tuned for more videos.